What if the version of you've been operating from isn't your whole self, just the loudest part? If you have 3 or more planets in a house, you have a stellium. A stellium is more than just a cluster of planets. It's the concentrated energy that has shaped your personality, your patterns, and your emotional reflexes. These are the thoughts you can't turn off, the behaviors you overuse, the emotional loop you keep coming back to, even when it hurts. In this video, we're diving into the psychological and spiritual imprint of your stellium. We'll explore the karmic overuse of your stellium sign's energy, the emotional and mental loop you keep reliving, and how to rebalance your life through integration. So grab your birth chart, find the sign or signs where your stellium sits, and let's dive in.
Your soul has spent lifetimes mastering selfhood, being first, being fast, being free. In past incarnations, your survival depended on your ability to act instantly, to trust your instincts, to fight, to lead, and to move before anyone else even understood the danger. You became the master of independence, a master of sovereignty, a master of survivalism through action. But in this lifetime, the energy is over concentrated, and that's the karmic knot. An Aries stellium isn't here to perfect independence. It's here to undo your addiction to it. Your spirit has relied so heavily on instinct, speed, and self-reliance across lifetimes that you came here now to learn something you've resisted for lifetimes. You don't have to fight to exist. You don't have to be first to be worthy. And you don't have to stand alone to be safe. This lifetime isn't about becoming stronger. It's about becoming softer while keeping your fire intact. Aries stellium energy creates a mental and emotional loop that feels like compulsion. I have to act now. If I don't do it, no one will. I can't wait for others. They'll slow me down. I'm safer when I'm in control. If I don't take immediate action, it'll fall apart. You keep reliving the same cycle. Trigger, impulse, action, exhaustion, regret, repeat. This stellium over-identifies with urgency and intensity. Your nervous system runs hot. Your decisions are fast. Your emotions are sharp. Your inner child is reactive. And without realizing it, you often create the very chaos you're trying to escape. Your soul is craving peace, but your programming is addicted to motion. When your Aries stellium takes over, it looks like saying yes before thinking, fighting battles that weren't yours, reacting emotionally before you've processed anything, jumping into relationships fast and exiting fast too, mistaking intensity for compatibility, feeling bored unless life is high stakes, burning out because you only know how to operate at full speed, struggling to ask for help because self-reliance feels like identity, or even taking responsibility for everything, even what isn't yours. Aries stellium energy turns being needed into a personality, being strong into safety, being fast into value. And because the energy is so concentrated, it creates a persona that feels like I am the fire instead of I have fire that I can choose to use. This is the distortion. Your Aries stellium gave you fire, but you weren't meant to live in a constant state of combustion. When you've got multiple planets in Aries, your instinct is to charge forward, initiate, prove, protect, and perform, even when no one's asking you to. This energy becomes overused when you subconsciously equate doing with deserving and speed with safety. But your soul didn't come here to win a race. It came here to evolve. You are here to soothe the overdrive, reclaim your essence, and integrate the opposite wisdom of Libra so that your power becomes more sustainable, sovereign, and soul aligned. The first step to achieving this is to redefine what strength looks like. Your value isn't tied to how fast you move or how much you conquer. Pause before responding. See what emerges in stillness. Give yourself full permission to not be in control of every outcome. Practice saying, I trust that things will unfold without force. Strength is being centered, not reactive. Next is to create space for collaboration. Aries stellium energy often defaults to independence as protection, but not everything is meant to be done alone. Invite others to support or co-create with you, even in small ways. Let someone else take the lead occasionally and observe what comes up. And you can journal on, what does receiving help make me feel about myself? True confidence welcomes connection, not just autonomy. Next is to rewire the urge to rush. Speed can be a trauma response, a way to outrun discomfort or vulnerability. Practice slow success, progress without pressure. Notice when urgency feels like survival mode and not true alignment. Breathe before you act. Slowness is not failure. Your timing doesn't have to match anyone else's pace. Next is to reconnect with inner peace, not just outer progress. Aries energy thrives on momentum, but stillness reveals the soul. Start each day with 5 minutes of silence or gentle breath work. Explore yin-based movement, like restorative yoga, to soften the armor. And ask yourself, what would I do today if I had nothing to prove? You are still worthy even when you're not pushing forward. And finally, activate the wisdom of Libra. Your opposite sign holds your healing key. Libra teaches balance, beauty, and relational intelligence. Focus on harmony over hustle in how you relate to others and yourself. Practice mirror work to see yourself through softer, more loving eyes. And surround yourself with aesthetic beauty. Let your environment soothe your nervous system. You don't have to earn your worth. You just have to allow it. A great affirmation for your Aries stellium is, I am safe even when I slow down. My fire serves me best when it's chosen, not reactive. Be sure to let me know what part hit home for you in the comments below. And of course, your 3-second ritual: like, share, and subscribe to keep this energy coming your way. And if you've been carrying emotions you can't name, my As Above, So Within journal is where you finally give them language. This prompt journal guides you through your chart so you can understand what's shifting and what you're meant to release. So be sure to tap the link below and start the healing. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Your soul has spent lifetimes mastering the art of staying grounded, often in unstable or dangerous conditions. You learned how to build safety from scratch, stay loyal even when it hurt, endure what others could not, and create value in the face of lack. Your stability became your shield. Your comfort became your compass. Your survival became your silent prayer. But in this lifetime, the energy is over-concentrated. A Taurus stellium isn't here to cling to what feels familiar. It's here to learn when to let go. Your spirit became so deeply entangled with physical security, comfort, and predictability across lifetimes that you came here now to remember. Safety is a feeling, not a circumstance. Worth is inherent, not earned. And growth requires trust, not control. You didn't come here to get stuck in what feels good. You came here to evolve into what feels true. Taurus stellium energy creates a loop that sounds like, if I let go, it'll fall apart. I worked too hard for this to risk it now. I'm fine. I don't need anything to change. I can't lose this, even if it's not what I really want. Better the devil I know than the unknown I don't. You keep reliving the same cycle. Comfort, attachment, stagnancy, frustration, fear, back to comfort. This is how Taurus stellium energy becomes emotionally paralyzing. You don't even realize how much life you're not living because you've built a perfectly padded emotional prison. Your soul is craving aliveness, but your programming is addicted to familiarity. When your Taurus stellium takes over, it looks like staying in relationships that are fine but not fulfilling. Avoiding change until it's forced on you. Overspending or overworking to create a sense of safety. Equating self-worth with material wealth or productivity. Numbing through food, pleasure, or routine. Holding back ideas or desires because you don't want to rock the boat. Staying stuck in something just because it once made you feel secure. Or even resisting anything that requires risk, vulnerability, or unknown outcomes. Taurus stellium energy turns preservation into identity, comfort into control, stillness into resistance. You start to believe, I am what I own. I am what I've built. I am what I can hold on to. But this isn't your truth. It's your defense. Your Taurus stellium gifted you with staying power, but you weren't meant to become immovable. When you've got multiple planets in Taurus, your instinct is to cling to people, patterns, possessions, and plans that once felt safe. This energy becomes overused when safety becomes stagnancy and loyalty becomes self-abandonment. But your soul didn't come here to hoard safety. It came here to embody worth. The first step to achieving this is to redefine what security means. True security is internal, not circumstantial. Ask yourself daily, is this truly nourishing or just familiar? Clear clutter, physically and emotionally. Let old energy leave. Practice spending time alone without numbing distractions. Your presence is your anchor, not the things you own. Next is to embrace intentional discomfort. Growth requires disruption, not destruction, but movement. Do one thing each week that breaks your routine. Say yes to something uncertain, even if it's small. Write about what you're scared to lose and why. Discomfort is often just your soul stretching into its next chapter. Next is to reclaim pleasure without attachment. Taurus energy is sensual and grounded, but overuse leads to dependency. Practice presence with your pleasures, taste, touch, sound, scent. Explore pleasure that's internal, not material. Notice where pleasure has become a crutch instead of a portal. Pleasure is sacred when it's chosen, not clung to. Next is to reprogram your inner narrative about worth. You are not your income. You are not your stability. You are not your past. Practice mirror affirmations such as, I am valuable simply because I exist. Interrupt thoughts of, I can't afford to, with, what would expand me most? And journal on, where did I first learn that value comes from having or doing? You don't have to prove your worth. You are the proof. And finally, activate the wisdom of Scorpio. Your opposite sign holds your healing key. Scorpio teaches release, depth, and transformation. Let one thing die, even symbolically, each month. Deepen into intimacy with yourself through shadow work or vulnerability. And trust that endings are not failures. They are sacred thresholds. What you release creates room for your next level of receiving. A great affirmation for your Taurus stellium is, I let go with grace. My value is eternal. My safety lives inside of me. What part felt like I was reading your chart out loud? Tell me in the comments. And of course, if this lit you up, be sure to hit like, share with your soul squad, and subscribe so you never miss the next download. And if you've been pretending you're fine while silently falling apart, my As Above, So Within journal is your turning point. This prompt journal helps you to face the real you, the one who's ready to rise. So be sure to tap the link below and start the shift. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Your soul has lived lifetimes where survival meant staying mentally agile, always learning, adapting, and responding to the environment around you. You became the observer who could read every room, the communicator who could say the right thing, the chameleon who could become whoever they needed to be, the seeker who never stopped searching for more. This mental dexterity once protected you, but now it's the very thing you're here to evolve. A Gemini stellium doesn't mean your mind is broken. It means it's been overused. You've relied on your intellect like a survival tool, but your soul is asking you to create something deeper. Consistency, embodiment, integration. Your karmic pattern isn't too many ideas. It's a fear of choosing the wrong one, so you never choose at all. Your healing begins when you learn to stop scanning the outside world for your identity and start anchoring it inside yourself. The Gemini stellium loop sounds like, what if I miss out on a better option? I want to do everything, but nothing feels right for long. I just need more information before I decide. Maybe if I learn one more thing, I'll feel ready. I'm scared I'll be trapped if I pick one path. So you get trapped in thought, curiosity, overanalyzing, doubt, distraction, guilt, back to thought. You live in the airspace of your potential, but rarely drop into the full embodiment of it. Your soul is craving depth and devotion, but your mind is addicted to stimulation and movement. When your Gemini stellium dominates, it can show up as constantly pivoting, jobs, ideas, identities, struggling to follow through or finish what you start. overloading yourself with courses, books, podcasts, feeling all over the place, no matter how much you plan. Talking yourself in and out of your goals daily. People pleasing through mirroring, wit, or masking. Spiraling in indecision, even about small things. Overthinking text, tone, and how others perceive you. Feeling like you're doing everything and going nowhere. Gemini stellium energy becomes a shield of cleverness that hides the part of you that's afraid to commit to your own truth. You end up intellectualizing your emotions instead of feeling them. You collect information instead of integrating wisdom. A Gemini stellium gives you the gift of being mentally fluid, curious, and quick. But that fluidity becomes fragmentation when you never feel safe landing inside yourself. You don't need to stop learning. You just need to stop running from stillness. You're not meant to do everything. You're meant to mean something. The first step to achieving this is to choose a core truth to live from. You don't have to pick one job or one idea, just one truth to lead with. So journal on, what do I believe, even when everything changes? Define your personal values. Then run every new opportunity through them. Use this question to stay clear. Is this aligned or just exciting? Your truth is the compass. Everything else is just weather. Next is to create a do less, feel more practice. You don't need more ideas. You need more integration. Schedule 15 minutes of no input time daily. No phone, no reading, no scrolling. Place one hand on your chest and ask, what am I actually feeling right now? Let yourself be quiet long enough for your intuition to speak. Stillness is where your magic recalibrates. Next is to ground your gifts into form. Your brilliance needs a body. Your ideas need a container. Pick one project or platform to complete before moving on. Treat your words like spells. Speak only what you're ready to receive. Channel your ideas into writing, music, or storytelling that lives beyond you. Creation is the cure for chaos. Next is to rewire your relationship with consistency. Consistency isn't boring. It's what makes your magic visible. Use completion dates instead of endless deadlines. Track emotional patterns. Ask yourself, what usually makes me quit or pivot? Celebrate follow-through as an act of self-trust, not obligation. Your legacy isn't built in ideas. It's built in devotion. And finally, Anchor into your Sagittarius polarity. Your healing lies in expanding past the mind and into meaning. Let faith, not fear, guide your decisions. Travel, teach, or spiritual study will help you zoom out. Seek mentors or expanders who model grounded freedom. You don't need every answer. You just need alignment with the truth you feel most deeply. A great affirmation for your Gemini stellium is, I trust what feels true. I choose depth over distraction. I am safe to land inside myself. Okay, I've shared the tea. Now it's your turn. What resonated most? Be sure to comment below. And if your higher self is clapping, be sure to hit like, send this to someone who's ready to hear it, and subscribe to stay tuned in. And if you've been repeating the same emotional loops, my As Above, So Within journal helps you break the pattern. These prompts guide you into the deeper layers of your chart so you can finally shift from survival to self-awareness. So be sure to tap the link below to start your breakthrough. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. Your Cancer stellium marks lifetimes where emotional survival depended on caretaking, protection, and staying close to what felt familiar, even if it wasn't healthy. You learned to take on the emotional burdens of those you loved, become the protector, the healer, the anchor, overfunction for people who under-delivered. And you learn to equate your worth with how much others needed you. But now your soul is here to evolve the script. You're not here to keep the peace at the cost of your power. You're here to create a new version of safety, one that begins inside of you. This stellium holds deep ancestral coding. You came in with psychic memory of emotional chaos, abandonment, or generational pain. And instead of running from it, you volunteered to transmute it. Your emotional sensitivity is your superpower, but only once you direct it inward too. The Cancer stellium loop sounds like, if I leave, will they fall apart? I don't want to hurt anyone, even if I'm hurting. I just want everyone to feel okay. If I say how I really feel, will they still love me? It's easier to carry the weight than to ask for help. So you get trapped in feeling too much, withdrawing, nurturing others, resentment builds, explode or shut down, feel guilty, start over. You crave safety, but end up becoming everyone else's safe space and leaving yourself unheld. This is how your Cancer energy self-sacrifices. You confuse emotional control with emotional connection. You absorb everything, but express nothing. When your Cancer stellium dominates, It can look like attracting relationships where you're the emotional anchor, feeling responsible for people's moods, problems, and peace, suppressing your emotions to keep the environment calm, apologizing for having needs, staying in situations out of guilt, nostalgia, or what ifs, emotional eating, financial hoarding, or hypervigilance around your home. Constantly scanning for emotional danger, such as, are they mad at me? A deep fear of abandonment, even when you're the one who wants to leave. Or over-identifying with family trauma or staying loyal to pain. Cancer stellium energy becomes a cage when you believe being good means being small, silent, or selfless. But you weren't born just to nurture others. You were born to regenerate the emotional codes of your entire lineage. You are here to feel deeply, fully, unapologetically, but not to drown in everyone else's unprocessed emotions. The key to your Cancer stellium is to become your own mother. Hold yourself through discomfort. Honor your own cycles. Let the home you create be internal first. And let your Capricorn polarity guide you to mature, embodied self-worth. The first step to achieving this is to redefine what it means to be caring. Caring doesn't mean sacrificing yourself. So ask, is this love or is this guilt? Practice letting people have their emotions without fixing them. Give from your overflow, not your depletion. Boundaries are the new nurturing. Next is to learn to sit with your own feelings. You've mastered emotional management. Now practice emotional presence. Create rituals to process your emotions, such as journaling or working with the moon cycles. Speak to your inner child with compassion and let feelings pass through without needing to make sense of them. You don't need a reason to cry. You just need a release. Next is to break the cycle of emotional over-identification. You are not the family fixer. You are not the trauma sponge. Write down the beliefs you inherited from your family about love, money, or safety. And ask, whose emotional survival am I still prioritizing over my own? Release loyalty to pain with cord cutting, ancestral rituals, or affirmations. You don't owe your pain an altar. Next is to anchor into your Capricorn polarity. Let your inner parent lead you forward. Create structure that supports your emotional flow, such as schedules, budgets, goals. Learn to hold discomfort without collapse. That's maturity. Build things such as a business, boundaries, or stability that you can rely on. You are your own safest place. And finally, let guilt be the signal, not the sentence. Guilt will try to stop you. That's just old programming. Say no, even when it feels wrong. It will feel right later. Remind yourself, I am not abandoning them. I am choosing me. Let people be disappointed. You are not responsible for their expectations. Every time you honor yourself, you break a karmic contract. A great affirmation for your Cancer stellium is, I am safe to choose myself. I do not abandon me to be loved by them. My truth is my protection and my permission to grow. Let's talk about it. What did this unlock for you? Be sure to comment and let it out. And let the algorithm know this hit. So be sure to like this, share it, and subscribe so you keep getting exactly what you need. And if you keep attracting the same lessons in different bodies, my As Above, So Within journal helps you to trace your wounds back to their origin so you can stop repeating cycles and start reclaiming your power. So be sure to tap the link below and start unraveling your truth. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. If you have a Leo stellium, you've carried lifetimes of rising into your power and being punished for it. You were the leader, the artist, the center of attention, and you learned it wasn't always safe to shine. This lifetime, your karmic residue shows up as equating your worth with being chosen, celebrated, or admired. Over-identifying with a role, such as the achiever, the good girl, the performer. Needing constant external validation to feel real. Feeling like if you're not impressive, you're invisible. And believing that attention equals safety. But your soul didn't come here to earn applause. It came here to remember its glow, even in silence. This stellium asks you to stop waiting for someone to hand you your crown. It was never theirs to give. The Leo stellium loop is loud, proud, and then gone. You pour your whole heart into being seen. But if it isn't received the way you hoped, you shut down and start questioning everything. Was I too much? Why didn't they notice me? What am I even doing this for? Maybe I should just disappear again. You build an identity around being loved, but forget how to love yourself without the spotlight. And so you seek people who reflect back your worth, only to feel empty when they don't see you. They only see the mask. A Leo stellium in overdrive can show up as overgiving in relationships so people never leave. Feeling like you have to be on or impressive all the time. Deep creative urges, but fear of judgment blocks expression. Resentment when your loyalty or efforts aren't reciprocated. Emotional outburst when you feel ignored, misunderstood, or replaced. Constantly comparing your success or beauty to others. Difficulty celebrating others without shrinking your own light. Fluctuating between confidence and crippling self-doubt. Fantasizing about being discovered, but not taking aligned action. You were born with a radiant center, but when you outsource your shine to others, it burns out. Your light isn't a performance, it's a presence. And the world needs the you behind the curtain. You're here to embody sovereign joy, self-expression, and heart-centered magnetism. Not perform for applause or hustle for approval. This lifetime is your initiation into self-sourced light. The first step to achieving this is to be the main character of your story. Choose yourself first, not as an ego trip, but as a soul agreement. Do things that make you proud, not just things that look impressive. Create for happiness, not just to be liked or praised. When you approve of yourself, no one else's opinion is law. Next is to heal the inner child that still thinks love is earned. Underneath the confidence is a child who just wanted to be seen. Reparent the part of you that learned to perform to feel safe. Mirror your own radiance daily through eye gazing, affirmation, and self-devotion. Practice unconditional love by stating, even if I do nothing, I am worthy of everything. The throne isn't earned, it's remembered. Next is to reclaim your creative voice. You are here to express something only you can bring into form. Sing, dance, paint, write, speak, share, without editing your soul. Let your creativity be messy and non-linear. And ask yourself, what lights me up, even if no one claps? Your joy is the art. The masterpiece is how you live. Next is to release the need to compete for love. Comparison keeps your crown off center. Notice when others' success makes you shrink, and bless it instead. Remember, jealousy is just unactivated desire. Build your own spotlight, then invite others in. Your light doesn't dim theirs, it ignites it. And finally, let your heart lead, even when it's vulnerable. Real confidence is raw. It's not polished. It's open. Let people see the messy, real, honest you. Say what you mean, not what you think they want to hear. Trust that your authenticity is your attraction. When your heart is open, your soul is undeniable. A great affirmation for your Leo stellium is, I do not perform my power. I embody it. I do not chase love. I attract it with my truth. My light is real. My presence is enough. My joy is sacred. You made it this far, so I know something resonated. What was it? Be sure to tell me in the comments below. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up if it stirred something in you. Share the magic with your friends and subscribe to stay tapped in. And if you're tired of acting unbothered while your inner world is begging for attention, my As Above, So Within journal helps you confront your fears, name your wounds, and see yourself clearly again. So be sure to tap the link below to step into your light. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. If you have a Virgo stellium, you incarnated with a soul memory of service, purity, and precision. You've been the healer, the helper, the one who held it all together. But in lifetimes past, your worth was measured by usefulness. Your goodness depended on sacrifice. Your safety depended on keeping the system from falling apart. This lifetime, that energy gets internalized. You become the system. You become the fixer. You become the pressure. Your karmic pattern is constantly scanning for what's wrong in yourself or others. Trying to earn rest, peace, or love by doing more. Living in mental loops of self-critique, doubt, or guilt. Outsourcing your wholeness to productivity or control. Mistaking overthinking for wisdom. You were never meant to be perfect. You were meant to remember that you were whole before the task began. Virgo stellium energy often gets stuck in the compulsion to overcorrect. You notice what's off. You fix it. You notice more. You fix more. Until your nervous system is fried and your self-worth is tangled in to-do list. But even then, you still don't feel done. You still don't feel safe. You still don't feel good enough. You are not here to perfect yourself into peace. You're here to heal your way into wholeness. A Virgo stellium can look like feeling guilty when you rest, struggling to delegate, thinking they won't do it right, giving helpfulness as a way to feel needed, critiquing yourself more than anyone else ever could, constantly seeking self-improvement, but never fully satisfied. Hyper-awareness of your physical health or appearance. Struggling to make decisions without overthinking every detail. Feeling disconnected from your own needs desires, or emotions. People may see you as put together, but inside, you're constantly bracing for what could go wrong. This stellium is here to be a sacred service, not self-sacrifice. It wants to bring order to the chaos, clarity to the confusion, and beauty to the broken pieces, starting within you. The first step to achieving this is to redefine what enough means. You don't have to prove your worth. You only need to feel it. Let go of the invisible finish line. Replace I should with I choose. And ask, what's the loving thing to do, not just the efficient one? You are not a machine. Your soul doesn't run on productivity metrics. Next is to serve from overflow, not obligation. Helping isn't healing if it's self-abandonment. Say no with love, not guilt. Make space for your own care before fixing anyone else's life. Create rituals of devotion that replenish you, not just drain you. You don't have to set yourself on fire to keep others warm. Next is to soften the inner critic. Your mind was trained to keep you safe, but healing requires compassion. Notice when your self-talk becomes harsh and gently shift it. Speak to yourself the way you speak to someone you love. Give yourself permission to mess up. Slow down and be human. Perfection isn't a requirement. Presence is. Next is to reconnect with your sensual, somatic wisdom. Your body holds truth your brain hasn't figured out yet. Ground into the moment through breath, movement, or nature. Notice when you're spinning in thought and come back to feeling. Let your body set the pace, not the clock. Wisdom lives in the body. Start listening there. And finally, create for the joy of it, not the approval. Your soul came here to refine beauty into being, not to meet someone else's standards. Let yourself create badly and messy and joyfully. Trust that what flows through you is enough, even when imperfect. Stop editing your magic before it has a chance to emerge. You weren't made to get it all right. You were made to make it all real. A great affirmation for your Virgo stellium is, I release the need to earn my worth. I am already enough, even when I'm still becoming. My care, my presence, and my wholeness are sacred. Your astro confessions are welcome. Be sure to tell me what resonated most below. And be sure to tap like if you felt called out in a good way. Pass this on to your besties and subscribe to keep growing with me. And if you've been pretending you're fine while silently falling apart, my As Above, So Within prompt journal is your turning point. This journal helps you to face the real you, the one who's ready to rise. So be sure to tap the link below and start the shift. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. In past lives, your survival may have depended on keeping the peace, reading the room, adjusting your energy, and softening your truth to preserve harmony. You became the mirror for everyone else's needs, the diplomat who could smooth over any tension, the muse who drew love through beauty and softness, the partner who disappeared into the relationship. You mastered the art of relating, but lost touch with your ability to stand alone. A Libra stellium doesn't mean you're dependent. It means your soul has been trained to survive through togetherness. But now you're here to reclaim your center. You're learning to choose harmony without self-abandonment, to honor connection without losing your own reflection. Your karmic lesson isn't about needing people. It's about believing that being loved means never being disliked. The Libra stellium loop sounds like, I just want everyone to feel okay. Then I'll feel okay. What if they're upset with me and not saying it? Am I too much or not enough? I don't want to make the wrong decision and ruin everything. I'll figure out what I want after I know what they want. You can get stuck in perception, overthinking, peacekeeping, self-silencing, resentment, guilt, back to perception. You try to control how others feel so you can feel emotionally safe. But your soul did not come here to be palatable. It came here to be powerful. When your Libra stellium dominates, it can show up as struggling to make decisions without feedback or permission, constantly second-guessing your choices, avoiding conflict even when it matters, absorbing other people's moods and anxieties, over-identifying with your romantic relationships, looking perfect on the outside, but feeling empty inside, obsessing over being fair, even when you're not being fair to yourself, playing devil's advocate to keep things neutral, or feeling like you don't fully know who you are outside of others. Libra stellium energy becomes a mask of grace that hides the part of you that's terrified of being rejected for your truth. You show up polished, composed, balanced, but underneath there's often a deep ache to just be, unfiltered. And until you learn to choose you, your choices will always feel like a performance. A Libra stellium gave you the sacred gift of love, beauty, grace, and powerful relational awareness. But you're not here to orbit other people's gravity. You're here to build a life where your reflection isn't distorted by who's standing beside you. The first step to achieving this is to choose yourself first, then invite the mirror. Relationships are mirrors, not lifelines. Practice asking, what do I want, before considering others. Unhook your worth from anyone else's validation. Be willing to be misunderstood in order to be authentic. Self-connection creates true connection. Next is to reclaim the power of directness. You don't need to filter your truth to make it digestible. Say what you mean without over-apologizing. Let go of needing to be seen as nice. Choose clarity over likability. Grace doesn't mean silence. Next is to practice solo decision-making. You don't need consensus to move forward. Make low-stakes decisions daily without asking anyone. Journal through confusion instead of outsourcing clarity. Treat indecision as a trauma response, not your truth. Confidence is a muscle. It grows when you use it. Next is to detox your energy from external emotion. You can feel empathy without absorbing everything. Practice energetic boundaries, such as, is this mine to feel? Visualize a clear aura around you in high-stress situations. Take breaks from people-pleasing by spending intentional time alone. Emotional balance begins with energetic sovereignty. And finally, anchor into your ARIES polarity. Let your inner fire lead, not just your outer charm. Take action before you feel fully ready. Create something that's just for you. Art, your brand, body, or space. Work with your inner child to reconnect with unapologetic self-expression. When you choose yourself without guilt, love becomes freedom, not a leash. A great affirmation for your Libra stellium is, I am not here to be everyone's favorite. I am here to be my own truth. My energy is sovereign. My love is free. The floor is yours. What part of this video spoke straight to your soul? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. And if you love what you heard, be sure to like this video, share it, and subscribe so the algorithm and the universe keep delivering. And if you've been holding on to anger, heartbreak, or resentment, my As Above, So Within journal turns your chart into a mirror so you can finally see the wounds that still need your attention. So be sure to tap the link below and start releasing. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. In past lives, you were forged in crisis. You learned to read energy before words were spoken. You felt every shift in someone's tone, their silence, their secrets, because you had to. You developed razor-sharp intuition, not for fun, but for protection. You became the shapeshifter, the psychic, the shadow worker, the one who always knew too much and trusted too little. Your Scorpio stellium was born from lifetimes of emotional betrayal, power loss, energetic invasion, transformations that left you half alive and fully guarded. And now you're here to transmute, not just survive. To let your depth be a gift, not a weapon. To stop needing control to feel safe. And to let go without feeling like you're dying. You came here to learn that true power isn't about holding on. It's about knowing you'll still be whole after you let go. The Scorpio stellium loop sounds like, I'll never let anyone get that close again. If I expose how I feel, I'll lose the upper hand. They're hiding something. I can feel it. I need to know everything before I trust anything. Let me just test them one more time to be sure. So you get stuck in hyperperception, emotional suspicion, withdrawal or obsession, attempts to control, isolation, shame, rebirth, repeat. It's not that you're dramatic. It's that your nervous system learned how to survive betrayal before it learned how to receive love. But the loop you're here to break is thinking that you're safer in the shadows. You are not here to be the ghost of your own desires. You are here to embody your power and stop punishing yourself for once needing protection. When Scorpio stellium energy dominates, it can look like feeling like people can't be trusted, even when they've done nothing wrong. Holding grudges longer than you hold hands. Obsessively analyzing relationships or vibes. Sabotaging intimacy by testing people instead of opening up. Wanting deep love, but not letting yourself be deeply seen. Feeling powerful when you're in control and powerless when you're not. Needing extreme emotional highs or lows to feel alive. Or being incredibly intuitive, but rarely letting others in. You are not too much. You just haven't felt safe being fully known. And when your trust has been weaponized in the past, withholding becomes your way of staying safe. But your soul didn't come here to stay locked into survival. It came here to alchemize it into gold. Scorpio stellium energy is sacred. It holds the frequency of death and rebirth, intimacy and truth, transformation and psychic power. But if you grip it too tightly, you'll become addicted to the pain that taught you how to protect it. To realign, you must anchor into your Taurus polarity, the sign of grounded peace, stability, and somatic safety. The first step to achieving this is to find safety in stillness. You don't have to feel everything all the time to be powerful. Slow down your reactions when the emotional wave hits. Anchor into the body through breath, sound, scent, or physical texture. Let quiet be nourishing, not threatening. Peace is not a betrayal of your depth. It's a home for it. Next is to let yourself be loved without performance. You don't have to test people to know if they're real. Receive love even when you don't fully trust it, and see what unfolds. Drop the urge to over-explain or overprotect. Show someone a small truth and watch how it transforms the energy. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's the most magnetic thing about you. Next is to release the obsession with mastery and mystery. You don't have to figure everything out to be safe. Let some things be unknown without spiraling. Soften your need to always be the one who knows or feels more. Let people surprise you with their capacity to hold you. You don't need to carry everyone else's shadow to prove you've done the work. Next is to prioritize embodiment over analysis. Power isn't in the emotion. It's in how you digest it. Move your energy through dance, nature, touch, or voice. Stop waiting for the perfect time to feel your feelings. Practice asking, where is this in my body right now? Your Taurus polarity reminds you, feeling safe in the body is the key to freedom in the soul. And finally, let go without needing closure. Not everything needs to be understood to be released. Grieve the loss without grasping for the explanation. Practice letting things go before they rot. Honor what you've outgrown and step forward anyway. The rebirth doesn't require a eulogy, just your permission to rise. A great affirmation for your Scorpio stellium is, I am safe to surrender. My emotions are sacred, but they are not my master. Power lives in my peace. I transmute. I don't have to hold it all. Okay, be honest. What part did you not want to hear but needed to? Be sure to share it below. And of course, if this lit you up, hit like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for your next download. And if you've been repeating the same emotional loops, my As Above, So Within journal helps you break the pattern. These prompts guide you into the deeper layers of your chart so you can finally shift from survival to self-awareness. So be sure to tap the link below to start your breakthrough. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. In past lives, you outgrew everything before it had a chance to root. You were the seeker, the preacher, the wanderer, the freedom fighter. You outran pain by outrunning the past. You outran intimacy by chasing the horizon. You outran yourself again and again in the name of expansion. You were built for big dreams and wide skies. But the karma is that you were taught to see stillness as stagnation, to see commitments like cages, to spiritualize avoidance and call it alignment. You were rewarded for knowledge, but not embodiment. Praised for wisdom, but not emotional presence. Now, with this stellium, you're being asked to come home to yourself, not just as an idea or philosophy, but as a grounded, present, embodied truth. The Sagittarius stellium loop sounds like, I need something new. This isn't it. Once I move, travel, launch, figure it out, I'll be free. I just know what's best. Why can't they see it? I'm over it. But you're not really. You just don't want to deal. Or, I need space. But really, you're afraid of getting stuck. So you get trapped in desire, inspiration, expansion, commitment, panic, exit, repeat. It's not that you're flaky. It's that your soul is terrified of being trapped. And you confuse stillness with suffocation. But true expansion isn't always external. Sometimes the greatest adventure is staying in your body, staying with the hard conversation, staying with the dream long enough to build it. When Sagittarius stellium energy dominates, it can look like constantly craving the next big thing, project, or version of yourself. Moving on quickly when things get too emotional or complicated. Feeling like you always need to be learning, growing, moving. Avoiding routines or relationships that feel too ordinary. Preaching truth you haven't fully integrated. Sabotaging peace in the name of passion. Feeling guilty for wanting stability, like it makes you boring. Or saying, I trust the universe, while secretly micromanaging the outcome. You are expansive by nature, but your power is diluted when you're scattered. And behind the need to be free, there's a deeper fear. What if I choose the wrong path and get stuck? But you can't get stuck on a path your soul is meant to walk, as long as you're walking it with presence. You are not meant to shrink, but you are meant to land, to bring your truth into the body, to let adventure coexist with devotion, to find meaning in the mundane, not just the magical. Your opposite sign, Gemini, holds the key. While Sagittarius dreams of far-off lands, Gemini finds wonder in what's right in front of you. The first step to achieving this is to make peace with the present. You don't have to escape to evolve. Name one thing each day you're grateful for before you ask for more. Practice finding God in everyday moments. Remind yourself, nothing is wasted when you're present for it. You are not missing out. You're learning how to be here now. Next is to create structure around your freedom. Commitment doesn't kill your soul. It anchors it. Choose 1 to 2 goals and stay with them longer than feels comfortable. Design your own rules, but have some. Make rituals that support your creativity, not restrict it. Boundaries don't box you in. They help your magic land. Next is to stop needing to know what's next. Certainty is not a prerequisite for alignment. Replace "I need to figure it out" with "I trust the process." Let go of timelines and focus on rhythms. Let your intuition lead, even if the path isn't clear yet. Freedom doesn't mean always moving. Sometimes it means letting go of the map. Next is to focus on integration, not just inspiration. It's not how much you know. It's how deeply you live it. Choose one teaching to embody for a full season. Journal about how you're applying your beliefs in real time. Let your truth evolve without throwing away everything before it. Your wisdom is powerful. Let it be felt, not just spoken. And finally, learn to stay with the discomfort. Avoiding the moment doesn't make it go away. When you want to flee, pause instead. Ask, what part of me is trying to run? Practice staying 1 breath longer, then 1 more. Some of your greatest freedom will come from what you choose to stay with. A great affirmation for your Sagittarius stellium is, I am not afraid to stay. My truth expands through presence. I release the fear of choosing wrong. I am free, even in stillness. It's chart confession time. Be sure to let me know what resonated most for you in the comments. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your day ones, and subscribe so the universe keeps us synced. And if you've been numb, detached, or disconnected, this journal is where you reconnect with the emotions you buried to survive. My As Above, So Within journal helps you face what you've avoided and turn your pain into direction. So be sure to tap the link below to start your return to self. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. In past lives, you carried the weight of entire legacies. You were the provider, the protector, the strategist, the one who held it all together, no matter the cost. You were responsible for everyone's safety, but your own. You were praised for your strength, but not your softness. You were celebrated for what you accomplished, but not for who you were beneath it. This stellium reveals a soul that's mastered survival through structure, but is now here to remember that thriving requires surrender too. You came into this life with a blueprint for building, but the karma is that you believe you must earn everything, even love. You fear that if you stop proving, you'll lose your worth. You confuse pressure with purpose and success with safety. But your evolution comes when you stop climbing mountains that don't belong to you and finally let yourself rest in the life you've already earned. The Capricorn stellium loop can sound like, if I don't do it, no one will. Once I hit this goal, then I'll relax. I'm fine. But you're not fine. I have to be strong for everyone else. They won't respect me if I show emotion. So you get stuck in work, perform, withhold, burnout, shame, repeat. It's not that you're cold. It's that you've been taught love has to be earned. And deep down, you still fear being seen as a burden. The truth is that you don't have to prove your worth to be worthy. And your softness is not a liability. It's the very thing that sets you free. When Capricorn stellium energy dominates, it can look like holding yourself to impossible standards while downplaying your needs. Feeling like it's never enough, even when you succeed. Suppressing emotions because they feel inconvenient or unsafe. Pushing others away because vulnerability makes you feel exposed. Overworking as a way to avoid what you're actually feeling. Carrying emotional burdens for your entire family or team. Believing stability equals control and softness equals weakness. Or struggling to receive support or ask for help. You might seem strong, but you're often just guarded. And beneath the control is a wound that whispers, if I don't hold it together, everything will fall apart. But you weren't born to be a fortress. You were born to be free, even while being devoted. You are not meant to stop building. You're meant to build with balance. To remember that strength includes softness, that you don't have to hold it all alone, that your value isn't tied to your utility. Your opposite sign, Cancer, holds the key. While Capricorn climbs toward achievement, Cancer reminds you to feel along the way. The first step to achieving this is to redefine what success means to you. You don't have to chase what doesn't feel good. Ask, does this success nourish me or just validate me? List your current goals, then circle the ones rooted in fear or obligation. Visualize what success looks like if it feels like home. When success is built from survival, it exhausts you. When it's built from truth, it fulfills you. Next is to soften your inner critic. Your discipline doesn't need to come with shame. Replace harsh self-talk with inner encouragement. Speak gently to your inner child. Practice noticing when motivation is really punishment in disguise. Your inner voice is either a weapon or a wand. Choose wisely. Next is to build emotional safety, not just financial stability. Security isn't just material, it's emotional. Learn to name and validate your feelings without fixing them. Let people show up for you without trying to control how. Create rituals that feel like emotional exhale, not just hustle. A well-regulated nervous system is your true empire. Next is to release the need to be the strong one all the time. Your strength doesn't disappear when you're vulnerable. Let someone else carry the weight, even if it's just for a moment. Practice saying, "I need support," without apology. Remember, strength is about resilience, not resistance. You don't have to break in silence to be worthy of softness. And finally, heal your relationship with rest. Stillness is productive too. Create sacred pauses, even just 10 minutes of intentional nothingness. Write out what rest guilt sounds like in your mind and reframe. Rest isn't earned. It's required for longevity. The world doesn't fall apart when you rest. It opens up. A great affirmation for your Capricorn stellium is, I am no longer driven by pressure. I lead with clarity and care. My rest is sacred. My softness is strong. I don't have to prove, I just have to be. Let's make this a chart therapy session and share your thoughts in the comments below. And of course, if this lit you up, hit like, share with your friends, and subscribe for your next download. And if you've been holding everything inside because you don't know where to put it, this journal is where it goes. As above, so within helps you unpack the layers, confront the patterns, and name the energies you've been avoiding. So be sure to tap the link below and start the purge. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. You've been the outsider in every room, the innovator before the world was ready, the rebel who knew too much too soon, the soul who belonged to the future but got punished for it in the past. In other lifetimes, you were alienated for being different. You were told to tone it down, conform, fit in. And somewhere along the way, your nervous system learned being authentic isn't safe. Now, this stellium gives you both the gift and the burden of being ahead of your time. You crave freedom, but fear intimacy. You long for community, but won't let anyone truly see you. You fight to be original, but secretly grieve that no one fully gets you. You didn't come here to be palatable. You came here to be powerful in your truth, your vision, and your whole radiant weirdness. The Aquarius stellium loop sounds like, I don't need anyone. No one would understand me anyway. Connection sounds nice, but freedom feels safer. I'll stay detached so I don't get hurt. I'm observing life, not living it. So you get stuck in detach, overthink, observe, withdraw, feel lonely, repeat. You intellectualize your emotions to avoid feeling them. You stay one step removed from your own heart. You want love, but only if it doesn't disrupt your peace. This is the safety of the satellite. Close enough to orbit, but far enough never to crash. But intimacy doesn't require self-abandonment. It requires authenticity, and you were born for that. When Aquarius stellium energy dominates, it can look like feeling misunderstood and using that as a reason to disconnect. Feeling like the black sheep in your family or friend group. Keeping people at arm's length, even when you crave closeness. Being the one who questions everything. Systems, authority, relationships. Being obsessed with the big picture while avoiding personal emotions. Attracting or creating unconventional relationship dynamics. Channeling emotion into activism, creativity, or ideas instead of processing it. Hiding behind a persona that feels cool or above it, but is actually just scared. You don't do small talk. You crave soul talk. But you often forget that you have to show your soul first. You weren't made to be understood by everyone, but you were meant to feel connected to something deeper. Your opposite sign, Leo, holds the key. While Aquarius intellectualizes, Leo rehumanizes. Aquarius brings the vision. Leo brings the vulnerability. The first step to achieving this is to let yourself be loved in your weirdness. You don't have to tone down to be worthy of belonging. Share your quirks with pride, not apology. Create intimacy by revealing, not performing. Practice letting others see the unfiltered you. The more you hide your truth, the more lonely you feel, even when you're surrounded by people. Next is to open your heart without losing your voice. Being close doesn't mean being controlled. Name your emotional boundaries, but stay emotionally honest. Practice saying, "I'm feeling," instead of "I think." Vulnerability isn't weakness. It's spiritual innovation. Next is to balance observation with embodiment. You don't need another theory. You need a felt experience. Notice when you're analyzing instead of feeling. Move your body to get out of your head. Breathe into your chest and ask, what do I feel about this? Your intellect is brilliant, but your body holds the truth. Next is to heal the alone or free wound. You can be fully you and still be fully loved. Rewrite the story. I don't have to choose between freedom and connection. Seek community that mirrors your values, not your image. Practice co-creating instead of self-isolating. True belonging isn't about fitting in. It's about being met where you are. And finally, reclaim your role as a sacred disruptor. You're not too much. You're a mirror. Let your weirdness be a wake-up call, not a wall. Create what doesn't exist yet, and trust it will resonate. Use what makes you eccentric as a frequency of healing, not defense. You don't need to fit in to change the world. You need to transmit who you are. A great affirmation for your Aquarius stellium is, I don't need to perform to belong. I don't have to choose between freedom and love. I am safe for my own weirdness. I belong everywhere my truth leads me. Was this a mirror moment? Be sure to let me know what came up for you in the comments below. And of course, love on this video with a like, send this to someone who needs it, and subscribe so the universe keeps sending you these vibes. And if you know you're changing but can't explain it, my As Above, So Within journal helps you to make sense of your evolution. These prompts reconnect you to your truth and show you who you're becoming. So be sure to tap the link below to meet the new you. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching. You were born with your heart wide open, already attuned to the energies around you. In past lives, you were the mystic, the martyr, the memory keeper, the one who sacrificed self for spirit, or gave too much in the name of love. Now you're here again, with the same sacred access, but a new assignment: to protect your power while still keeping it open. Your Pisces stellium is the echo of all you've absorbed. It's the imprint of unprocessed grief, past life promises, and inherited emotional contracts you never agreed to, but still feel responsible for. You came into this life as a portal, but now your work is learning how to seal the leaks. The Pisces stellium loop can sound like, maybe if I just stay quiet, things will stay peaceful. I feel everything, and I don't know where I begin. I know what they need. I'll just morph into that. I just need to escape for a little while. If I forgive enough, maybe I'll finally feel free. So you get stuck in absorb, avoid, numb, feel guilty, try to fix, absorb again. You sacrifice your truth to keep others comfortable. You collapse your boundaries in the name of compassion. You use spiritual wisdom to explain away real wounds that need healing. You are not here to transcend being human. You're here to honor it as holy. A Pisces stellium can show up as attracting people who project their pain onto you or drain your energy, confusing other people's emotions for your own, wanting to dissolve conflict, even at the expense of your truth, fantasizing about the future, but avoiding real-world steps, being drawn to healing, music, art, or spirituality, but not grounding it, escaping through substances, sleep, daydreams, or fixing others, feeling spiritually advanced but emotionally neglected, creating beautiful visions but not believing you're worthy to live them. You are the divine dreamer, but without boundaries, you become the sponge. Pisces carries every frequency, but your job isn't to hold them all, it's to transmute them. You came with a direct line to source, but that doesn't mean you're here to suffer for everyone else's healing. Your opposite sign, Virgo, helps you anchor. While Pisces expands into the all, Virgo teaches sacred discernment. Together they teach, be divine, but be specific. The first step to achieving this is to get honest about what you've been escaping. Spirituality isn't an excuse to avoid your human experience. So ask, what am I really avoiding when I tune out? Replace numbing habits with nourishing ones. Use your visions to create, not to escape. Fantasy is a compass, not a place to hide. Next is to ground your healing gifts in practical service. Your empathy is a tool, not a burden. Channel your sensitivity into art, healing, or compassionate work. Focus on small, tangible acts of beauty and service. And remember, helping others doesn't mean absorbing them. You are here to offer clarity, not become someone's crutch. Next is to reclaim your right to be fully human. You don't have to be the forgiver, the healer, the saint. Let yourself get angry, disappointed, and messy. Name your needs, even if it feels selfish. Break the belief that suffering makes you more spiritual. You are not here to bleed for love. You're here to embody it. Next is to create boundaries that protect your magic. Sensitivity isn't weakness, but it requires structure. Use physical boundaries to reinforce energetic ones, such as rituals, routines, or rest. Say no when your soul whispers it, even if your guilt screams louder. Stop apologizing for needing space. Your presence is powerful, so protect your access to it. And finally, let your intuition speak louder than guilt. Just because you feel it doesn't mean you owe it. Practice asking, "Is this mine?" when emotions flood in. Trust your body as much as your insight. Choose peace over people-pleasing. You don't have to carry what the universe never asked you to hold. A great affirmation for your Pisces stellium is, I am allowed to feel it all, but I am not here to hold it all. My sensitivity is not a burden. It is a frequency. I trust my intuition to guide me and my boundaries to protect me. I heal by being whole, not by being empty. Let's make this a chart therapy session and share your thoughts in the comments below. And if your chart's been nodding along, be sure to hit like, share the love, and subscribe so we can do this again. And if you've been pretending you're fine while silently falling apart, my As Above, So Within journal is your turning point. This prompt journal helps you face the real you, the one who's ready to rise. So be sure to tap the link below to start your shift. I appreciate you, and thanks so much for watching.